Hello, I'm Stephanie Shine with a literary prelude to our Jack Jones Children's Literacy Gala on Saturday, April 24th, generously sponsored by the Jones family. I'm co-hosting with Dan McClary, and I sure hope you'll join us to celebrate the gift of reading and also help us support our Memphis area teaching artists. The book I'm going to share with you today was gifted to me by my Irish cousin Lar. In a non-COVID world, I get to see my cousin Lar twice a year, whereupon they give me their favorite reads from the previous 6 months. That's something I deeply, deeply look forward to. And it's always so exciting to know what books are going to be waiting for me when I get to Ireland. And Lar explained to me that I would probably really appreciate this book, The Dutch House, written by Ann Patchett, because Ann Patchett was a writer who was alive and living in Tennessee. How about that? Once again, Tennessee, my new home, well, for the past 10 years. It continues to surprise and delight me. So Ann Patchett wrote The Stunning Bel Canto, which was a book that was my favorite book of the year when I read it in 2003. And she now lives in Nashville, just 3 hours to my east, where she co-owns a bookstore called Parnassus. And I am going to visit that store just as soon as it is safe to travel for pleasure again. Ann's faith in the generosity of the human heart, which is apparent in all of her books. It's always there. That's what takes my breath away with her work. Now, in this edited excerpt, I might tell you, we are going to meet a pair of middle-aged siblings who confront their different feelings about the return of the mother who abandoned them in their childhood. This is, again, from The Dutch House by Ann Patchett, and it was published in 2019. I'm worried about you, that's all. And I want to make sure you're okay. Well, I'm fine. It seemed impossible. We hadn't talked about this before, Maeve and I, who talked about everything. You're fine with all of it? Maeve looked down the street. There is a finite amount of time, Maeve said. Maybe I understand that better now. I've wanted my mother back since I was 10 years old, and now she's here. I can use the time I've got to be furious, or I can feel like the luckiest person in the world. Those are the two choices. Maeve nodded pretty much. I couldn't imagine feeling lucky where any of this was concerned. Does she even know what happened to us after she left? Jesus, of course she knows. I've told her everything that's happened, and I know what's happened to her too. Maeve shook her head. Grow up. It seemed like such a ridiculous thing to say to a 45-year-old that I started to laugh and then caught myself. It had been a long time since we'd had something to fight about. Okay, if you know so much about her, you tell me why she left. She wanted, Maeve stopped, she wanted to help people. Abandoning your children to go help the poor of India means you're a narcissist who wants the adoration of strangers. What kind of person leaves their kids? Men, Maeve said, nearly shouting. Men leave their children all the time, and the world celebrates them for it. The Buddha left, and Odysseus left, and no one gave a damn about their sons. They are set out on their noble journey to do whatever they wanted to do, and thousands of years later, we're still singing about it. Our mother left, and she came back, and we're fine. We didn't like it, but we survived it. I don't care if you don't love her or if you don't like her, but you have got to be decent to her. If for no other reason, then I want you to. You owe me that. Then she turned and went back inside, leaving me to stand in the swirl of leaves and think about what I owed her. By any calculation, it was everything. And so I made the decision to change. It might seem like change was impossible, given my nature and my age, but I understood exactly what I was to lose. The point wasn't whether or not I liked it. The point was, it had to be done. Oh. I love this passage because it reinforces the choice we have in how we respond. And we can change if we choose for the better. at any time. Thank you, Ann Patchett. Thank you, Cousin Lar. You will get to hear from some dear friends and new friends about their adventures in reading and hear their favorite passages as well on April 24th. Be sure to tune in, and I look forward to seeing you then.